Hello, hello. Today we are going to talk about how to figure out your career path when you are completely unsure. And I completely get it. There are so many different paths you can take. So how do you know which one is the right one? I have been wanting to record this for so long, but I feel like there have been so many plagues. There's been so much construction. There's been weird lighting. There's been a lot of different background noises, but I woke up today and I'm like, today is the day. So if you hear any construction noises or anything in the background, just bear with me. Joy's in the journey. Here we go. When you're figuring out your career path, it's probably because you're so uncertain about what you're currently doing. And there's a lot of pressure of, okay, if I'm going to invest my time and my money, I want to make sure that this is the thing that is going to bring me happiness or fulfillment, which is a lot of pressure to put on one thing. And so as we go throughout this episode, I want you to remember that maybe not everything is going to resonate with you, and that is okay. So I want you to pick out points that do resonate with you. So things that you're like, wow, okay, that's a really good insight. And maybe there's other things that just kind of float on by, and that is okay. And that's how I want these episodes to work, is that you're picking what works for you. There's going to be things that resonate more and things that resonate less. So just take whatever fits for your journey. It's so important that you don't just take someone else's advice and wear it as your own. You really want to sit with how it feels for you in order to move forward on your own path. So I wanted to make sure I said that, because so many times I have taken other people's career advice and then I'm like, wait, this doesn't fit with me whatsoever. So sit with what resonates with you and go on your journey. So who am I to be talking about this? My name is Nikki Novoselsky. I am a clairvoyant, spiritual mentor, yoga teacher, coach, all of the things, where I basically was miserable in my corporate job and was like, shoot, what is there to do? Is there more to life? Spoiler alert, there is. So I ended up quitting my corporate job, moving to Bali, ended up studying yoga, mindfulness, meditation with different spiritual energy healers and spiritual mentors, and then decided that I want to share this with people. I felt so trapped. There's so many people that feel trapped, and I want to help you illuminate the way so that you can feel better in your life. So I've had many chapters. I want to take you all the way back because I feel like there's a little nugget of wisdom in all of these little chapters. When I was growing up, I absolutely loved biology, and I loved learning about the human body and understanding how every single piece worked together and understanding our systems and how we're able to be alive. I was like, wow, this is so fascinating. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I want to be a doctor. And then I was like, no. I don't want to deal with all the blood situation and organs and all of that. Maybe I just want to be a researcher. So I go to college and I'm studying biology, and then I'm realizing, okay, this is a really intense track to be a researcher. I'm an introverted extrovert. So being in a enclosed room just researching all day doesn't give me my people fix, doesn't give me my chatting and connecting with people on a deep soul level. Maybe this actually isn't for me. So I ended up going into a nonprofit major, and I loved the classes. But then when I wound up in the actual nonprofit space, I was realizing, oof, this is not actually bringing me as much joy as I thought, just because the management on the back end was so difficult. Like I felt like I was carrying the whole team on my back and felt like I didn't really have the support that I needed in order to make real, true change. When I was in the nonprofit sector, I got a ping. I was like, you know what? I actually want to experience what the completely other side of this is, AKA corporate. I want to go into corporate because I want to experience what true management and structures and organization feels like. So I ended up moving to Chicago from Madison, Wisconsin, and I wound up in the corporate world working for nonprofit associations, doing some trade show and event planning. While I was in that, I was like, okay, there's a lot of organization here, but there's also a lot of office politics. There's a lot of forcing me to come into the office when I really didn't even have that much work to do. My whole life revolved around this job that I didn't really connect with or feel like I was making a difference in. It was not really aligned, and the environment wasn't aligned either. Why am I wasting my whole life? Because I'd wake up, make breakfast, take 2 buses to then get downtown, and then sprint to a workout class, and then make dinner, and then get ready for bed and do it all again for the next day. And I'm like, my whole life is revolving around this job that I really do not like. So what do I do? I think the big piece to understand here in all of these different little pivots that I made up until this point was I was just curious. There was always a ping. There was always this, I wonder if I tried this, what the experience would be like. So there never was a, okay, well, this is going to be the thing that I have to do for the rest of my life. And there was a little bit of that, but more the curiosity outweighed the pressure. And so if there is something you are curious about, something's calling you, something keeps pinging you over and over. It wasn't just, okay, one day I'm going to go do this. And then I completely pivoted and went for this random idea. It was something that was building up over time. And throughout the years, it was like, I'm drawn to this. And then it would come up again. Oh yeah, I'm drawn to this too. And I kept being drawn to very similar things. So whatever you're curious about or you feel like you've been drawn to over and over and over, there is something there to dive into a little bit deeper. That is a clearer path than some of these other ones. If there's infinite possibilities, there are going to be opportunities and possibilities that you're drawn to a little bit more than others. So be on the lookout. Be aware of what you keep being drawn to, what you keep being pulled towards, like a magnet, and that's where you can start to hone in on. Then letting it be an exploration, letting it be this fun thing where you get to try a bunch of different things. It's like tapas. I love going to a tapas restaurant. I love going to restaurants and sharing meals with people because you get to try a little bit of everything. And then you can be like, oh yeah, this is the dish that I want to get next time. That is super, super good. And also maybe you're one of those people where you like to have a bunch of different things going on, and that is okay too. You have to just see how you function best and continue to go after that. So if you're struggling with where it is you want to go and what it is you want to do, and you're like, I have no clue what I'm being drawn to, just sit with where your strengths are currently, and then where your curiosities are, and then let your curiosity lead. And then I like to say, continue to get bridges. Some people can jump off the bridge and know that there's a bungee cord on them, and it might feel a little bit like, whoa, what am I doing? But they know that they're being held and they're being caught, and that they can just fly off the end of the bridge and be fine. That means quitting their job and just going into the next thing and knowing that it'll figure itself out. Some people need to build the bridge and not fly off the handle, meaning they have to have the current job that they're in, and then they build the bridge. They do some exploratory work outside of the job that they're in so that they're creating this bridge to then take the leap towards the next thing. So this isn't me saying quit your job and wipe your hands clean. It's saying to build the bridge. In your off time, can you research different opportunities and see what makes you feel alive? Can you start to apply for some things, or look at job opportunities, or look at the job description and see how that resonates with you, or talk to some people in your field? Just doing this starts to open the energy door, starts to give you some opportunities to slide in and see what the next step is. I like to envision it as little lily pads, and you're hopping from one lily pad to the next to get across the pond. So you can't see the path towards the other side until you take the first step, and then the next little step, and then the next little step, and then the next little step. And I think often we get so caught up in, oh my gosh, we have to figure out the whole plan to get from here to here. We have to build the bridge immediately. But you won't know until you start building the bridge, until you start hopping to the first lily pad. So what is the first tiny step you can take towards something that you're interested in? And if you don't know what you're interested in, that's okay too. Let that be an exploration. I think giving yourself permission to explore instead of having it all figured out is really deeply important. When I made the jump to go to Bali and started learning energy healing, that was a whole journey in and of itself. It has not been an overnight success, but I felt called to share this work, and it felt like it was a click. There's going to be a moment where you're like, wait, I actually enjoy doing this. I no longer felt anxious about my work. I was more anxious about, okay, well, how do I make this a thing that allows me to make money, but I feel like it's a deep calling. I feel like it's bringing me contentment. I feel like, okay, I have confidence in it. It's a strength of mine. It's something that I want to wake up every day doing. So some people say, pick the thing that's going to make you money and then you'll get confident about it and then you'll find passion. Maybe. But I am someone who needs to be fully alive in the work that I'm doing. So figure out who you are. Are you someone who needs to have deep purpose in your life through the work you're doing? Or can you just do the job, compartmentalize it as what it is, get the money from it, and then with that money, you can make yourself feel alive by spending it on things that bring you so much purpose. Figure out what kind of person you are. There's gonna be so much advice out there telling you to not follow your passion or follow your passion. Figure out what really truly resonates with you. Does it feel good in your body? Does it feel like when you think about this, when you go down this path, you're like, yeah, this is actually feeling good? Or does it feel like there's resistance, like it's pushing back on you? And this is something that I can create a whole other video on of how to really truly follow your intuition and test it. But any advice you get, you need to check in with your own internal compass and see how that resonates with you in order to move forward. Often that becomes a lot of work for us to do. So people stay where they're at because they're like, well, where I'm currently at, that's my comfort zone. That's what I know. So I'm not actually going to shift or change anything. If there's anything I can recommend in figuring out your career path that's going to make you feel more fulfilled and more content and feel like you have some clarity, figure out what kind of person you are. Figure out what actually is going to bring you joy and happiness. Like when we think of this job and career path, we're actually thinking about what that's going to bring us. So when we're thinking about being a doctor, okay, well, what would my life look like as a doctor? And really paint that picture for yourself. What does it look like when you wake up in the morning? Are you waking up at 6? Are you waking up at 4? Are you waking up at 9? Can you roll out of bed? Can you not? Do you want to have a structured schedule? Think about what kind of person you are and what's actually going to resonate with you, not what others are wanting from you. And being really honest with yourself. Are you wanting that prestige? Are you wanting that recognition from others? If that is your highest priority, then definitely go for that. But if your highest priority is making a day that feels really good for you, write that out first. I want to roll out of bed around 7:30 or 8. I want to be able to have a slow morning and drink tea and cook breakfast and not feel like I have Sunday scaries. When I went to Bali and started doing this energy healing work, I realized, oh my goodness, this is bringing me so much joy and it's helping me create this life that I really truly want to create. But what I didn't realize was that I didn't have the digital marketing skills to be able to put this energy healing out there. So I followed a little thread. I learned a bunch of digital marketing. I met someone who taught me how to make websites and do copywriting. And so it became this whole journey. Let the journey. Like, I feel like we constantly want the end goal. I think so many of us, we start and we're like, okay, well, if I'm going to do this, I need to be there immediately. Like, allow yourself to soak in the journey because that is the whole point. Like, how do you want to feel in the journey? How do you want to feel when you end up at the end goal? And how can you start to feel that way in your life now? So I know I threw a lot at you, but take what resonates. And if there's anything that I can recommend, it would be 3 things. 1, figure out what your dream day looks like. What do you want out of your day? And then from there, start to explore different opportunities that would align with this dream day and allow yourself to explore. And then 3, remember the joy is in the journey, that we're bouncing from lily pad to lily pad. We don't have to get across the pond yet. We're building our bridge. So I hope this was helpful. I clearly have so much I can say on this topic, but I don't want to just completely dump and overwhelm. So we can do a part 2 on this. I'd love to hear from you. If this was helpful, feel free to drop a comment, connect with me. I want to make so much more content for you because it is so fun for me to make content. I absolutely love it. So If you are wanting more, please give me a little subscribe and like this video. It really helps me get this out to more people. If you are wanting to go deeper and get more personal insights, I can help tap into your energy and help you figure out that career path for you. So you can take a look in the description to book an energy healing and clarity coaching session with me. I am more than happy to help you on your journey. So I cannot wait to see you in the next video. I love you so much, and I'm sending you all the good energy and healing vibes, and I'll see you soon. Much love.